Sorry. Hello and welcome everyone. This is System Makers 2020 for Leaders, our final session number 7. So as we merge forward, remember every session has been recorded. All of the toolkits that go with them are there for you. In order to create a district, an ambassador district, that everything works like a machine, it's creating a system, because then it's duplicatable and you can multiply very quickly versus everybody just trying and figuring things out. So as you go back to all of your grids, your homework is to pause and take time to get things in play. Systems typically take about 6 months for you to see the repetition and to see the results. You'll see results along the way, but you'll start to notice how much less you're working and more the results happen. So when you take all of your system grids, really important for you to make sure that you take time. If it's getting up 15 minutes earlier every day and work on your business plan, you have to. You own it, and you own what you want at the end of it. That's your aspiration. Without a plan, it doesn't work. If you bought a business and you went to the bank and said, I want to borrow $100,000, you would have to make a 1-year, a 3-year, and a 5-year business plan. I bought 4 companies. I had to do it. I didn't even know what I was doing, but it made me realize that I had to have very clear goals and expectations. I really had to think about the number of clients, consultants, and leaders that would build my income so I could pay the bank back. That's what a business is. And it's using IPAs, or income producing activities. It's looking at KOIs, key operating indicators. What are things that help my operation work smoother and get me the results and get them the results? So if I wanted to open my gym, I needed to make sure I had the right hours, right equipment, right investment to help my customers get the results they're paying for. How many memberships did it take for me to pay the lights, pay for the rent of the building? So act as if you're running $1 million company, and do that with clear, simple expectations. You have all the tools. You have communication now. We've trained on every topic. You have coaching worksheets for follow-up. The worksheets don't change no matter what your title are. Coaching is the same basic questions. If you've been with Dana and Neil is a master coach. Only 7 in the world that have his highest expectations of training. Trust me, he's my coach. There isn't a whole lot of magic to coaching. It's asking questions, listening, and then together creating that plan for you to get your goals. When it comes to training, again, there's so much Jafra has and the region, and you're filling that gap because you have to have team spirit too. They need to know you as their leader. They need to know the region. They've got a family, and they need to know the company, their large community to be proud of and want to tell other people about. But it all begins with your goals and expectations, that row 1. And then the most important is the last row, follow-up, which is when, what days, what times. If you don't do that, your list is going to be huge and you never get anything done because the list is so big you're overwhelmed. Again, whether you're going by days of the week, you work with these certain people that you service, or you go by certain hours. This is my hour for my A consultants. This is my hour for my B. This is my hour for my C. And this week, this is who I'm reaching out to. Whether it's days of the week, hours of the day, segments of minutes of the day, it's having that plan to achieve the goals. So overall, that's the purpose of those grids that feel complex, but they're not. Just start filling in the squares and it will come to you. If you stare at it, it'll never happen. So we will be, again, going back and helping you in pod groups and one-on-one to create structure, accountability, and systems starting in the month of June. Summer school will be all of that. June and July, and in August, as we focus on the power of 5, 2 personal QNCs a month, 3 indirect, and working with up to 3 future leaders at a time. So you're always promoting at least one new manager every 90 days. That's the ultimate of how our MLM structure is made. That's the plan I knew when I met Janet and Frank. So nothing's really changed. That's how you grow a district. And so in order to do that, it's again going to be what we're going to be coaching to, training to again in July, and we'll continue that with Dana and Neil Phillips. So just in a quick scope, it's there. As you all need help in the region with particular topics of communication, technology, ask in the WhatsApp, and we will make sure if we need some spontaneous classes, we can certainly provide that for you, okay? We just aren't gonna fill a calendar like we've been doing for 3 months because you gotta work and you gotta get your plan in place. And you've got everything you need in your back pocket now to go do so. I'm always here to just coach you, to take a look at it and get it going. By July 1st, your whole grid is working. And that's the best part of this whole program. As we go forward today, we end with one thing. How do you close a month? It's a strategy. There's opening the month strong, setting goals with you, your team, looking at the promotions and programs, and creating that follow-up system on a daily or weekly basis with your clients, your consultants, your leaders, and your leads, by the way. You always need new, no matter what. Every single week, it's the number of new that will grow a business forward. And then service well those already within your business span. As we take a look at closing, it's always about, okay, here we go. How many days do we have ahead? Right now, it's a power of 5. There's 5 days ahead. So you always want to know, try not to do the last 2 days. I could say that till I spit tacks, but it will make you crazy, and you're all making me crazy some days. Just kidding, but yes, I don't want to be up till 2 a.m. No, I don't care. The point is this. You don't like it, we don't like it. So it's never going to go away. It still will happen. The key is you want to encourage people to achieve something before month end. You can do that through recognition. You can do that through coaching and training. So you can simply, I had Bonnie Striggins yesterday. She was great. She said with her district, what she wants to do is achieve numbers. We know we do Green by 19 or Early Bird. I do that for a reason. We've given you some ideas along the way for systems for that. Bonnie yesterday said, you know, it was World Bee Day. So what I did is a World Bee Day week for my district. And I gave them a challenge that we would do some bee products, right? Royal jelly type products for fun and recognition for those who grew their team by $500 from Bee Day till Monday, which was last week. I thought that was so cool. She said, oh my gosh, there's 6 days ahead and everybody already hit their numbers. She looked at everybody's numbers and said, what should I make up? So you might have a structure, but you always pause. Why do I love Early Bird? Because I was like, what's left for 15 days? Then what's left for 5 days, 10 days? Starting to break it down so that we achieve, but we overachieve our goals. So it's pausing every about 5 days and taking a look at how are we tracking and trending. Believe it or not, I journal every 5 days what our region does. So I start to see what I know the momentum. Oh boy, this one's gonna stink, right? So it's like, oh, this one's gonna rock. That's being in control of those KOIs, key operating indicators. How many consultants have ordered? What's our average order? How many, what's our average branch sales? And you watch it. I don't go more than every 5 days, to be honest. That's 6, that's plenty in a month for me. But numbers really tell you the tracks and trends. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know if a program, a recognition, or a promotion you ran even works. So I always like to track each month, and I always love to have January through December in a notebook where I journal what worked. Hey, you know what? The fragrance portfolio worked in our region. So I might do some top notes of the year so I can say, Jaffra, you know what really worked? Having 6 levels in sponsoring worked far more than just a one hit. So if you don't start to pause and watch and observe and know numbers, you don't know what's really going to work. So if Jaffra said, hey, do you think this would work? Yeah, it sounds great. I love that idea. But history tells you your future. So when you see your numbers, just really knowing what was our average, how many consultants orders, what was their average, how many clients orders, what sold this month. You know what? That Royal Olive sold. Because if Jaffra doesn't have it in the book, don't blame Jaffra. You're the woman. You run your own company. You know your clients. You know your consultants. So again, even as a consultant leaves, find out why. What could you have done better? So don't avoid them and go, oh, she didn't want it. It wasn't for her. No, have conversation, learn. And so that you can always have better structure and systems and learn what suits people. If a consultant goes away, she's a great client, right? So always serve them continuously, no matter what. That leader didn't like leadership. That's okay. I didn't fail. I'm not responsible for her business. But you know what? I want to know what would have made it better for her. What did she like? What did she not like? Would she be open to doing it again? And does she know anyone who might be open to taking a look at it? Every person, just like when I ran my companies, had an exit interview. It's just as important as the pre-interview. Every staff member. It's the only way I knew how to become the best me. And it wasn't offensive to me. I wanted to be the best. And that's what this is. How do I serve you better? Do surveys with your clients. Do surveys. If you don't use Google Doc, that's another, learn it. It's awesome. When I did the leaders survey, only because of all of you did we put this education into place in the last 3 months. And look at this Amber region. All Houdith is going, I keep telling Forbrick, I don't know about this English market. Oh my God, they're on fire. But you said what you needed and we delivered it. Otherwise, you're accidentally leading, assuming. So ask, do a survey, call and ask them a few questions, from a client to a prospect, to a hostess, to a consultant, to a leader. That's why I love changing systems every 6 months, because it gives me a time to ask and analyze. It's the only way. When I hired Neil last year, that I realized my focus. The reason I came here 20 years ago was because I loved the joy of promoting directors so much. I loved new leaders. I never knew the business till I started. I became a director, promoted directors, and we were promoting groups. And my passion was unstoppable. And I had a system for everything. It's not about me right now. I can only share my story, that in truth, I found my own gap even as a regional, saying, oh my gosh, so what do you do, Jackie, as a regional? I don't know, everything. No, and that's how it feels if you don't really pause. But what is your purpose? And it was like, I want a leader-led country. I want them to be empowered. I want them to be a director and an ambassador and producing one right after them, like I have the joy of. My life changed personally and professionally from that. Income, of course, I can't even make that up, but that wasn't what made the joy. And it was this whole process. And when I sat with Neil, he said, so if it's all about promoting leaders, is there a structure for that? And there came Tuesday nights. I was like, oh, duh, right? Okay, so we've got it. So it's just pausing. It's having coaches, it's asking, listening, and then plugging the system. So I wanted to do a summary because you're on that last session. And now the fun, creating you. As we hit the end of May, and we have the power of 5 days, your final 5 days, I like to use as many tools as Jaffra provides. And so one of the tools that I think is kind of helpful, that I like to edit, it's just me because it's already created. Sometimes I'll make a flyer for you, blah, blah, blah. But one of the tools that I like, I'm going to share my screen, is the month at a glance. Go find my tool. So I've turned it into a closing tool for you today. So when you take a look at this, it's kind of the practice of how to close the month strong in a bigger view. So the month at a glance, when you take a look at it, it's all the highlights, because when you finish the last 5 days, it's really follow-up 5 days. What did Jafra give us? What have I already communicated, made phone calls, 1-minute videos, messenger, text trees, phone trees, emails? Oh my gosh, but I got to close it because it's ending. So you pause and you say, okay, let's look at everything at a glance and set our goals and map out our time. So first, I take a look and I say, okay, what's ending? $19 kit. There aren't $19 kits next month, so okay. How many people did I invite to have this kit? Because if I talk to them in June and they're gone, oopsie, shame on me. They need to know it's ending. So I also need to go back and reflect on my goals, my branch goals, my district goals for the number of new consultants. How many do I have yet to go? How many are on my maybe and follow-up list? If I have 25 I invited, but I don't have an answer, and I have 5 days, what is my goal? My goal is probably not going to be 5 a day, because I don't want to deal with problems on May 31st and risk that they don't get in, something goofs up on my part, or I can't reach them. It's a weekend, and it's the 30th and 31st. So I have to pause and be real and say, you know what? This is going to be a priority. I want to at least follow up to get my yeses, so I'm also not having a heart attack the last 2 days if I'm trying to earn my bonus. But I really truly know if I have 25 on that maybe list, then I'm going to follow up today and tomorrow. So I'll do 13 and 12. So I need to know what's my method of time. If I'm going to do a 1-minute video or a phone call, cool, then I know that's probably, I'm just going to give myself 30 minutes per day. So I have to know this. I then need to follow up with anyone in my team that's also doing the same and make sure they've got their plan so I know when they're calling. And how fun, we'll just do a daily check-in on WhatsApp to see how our results went of our 10 to 12 calls each day. So I have to map it out. Otherwise, you blow it off, you blow it off, you blow it off, and here you are Saturday and Sunday and nobody's calling you back. Well, I'm not sure I would either. It's a weekend. I'm just saying, be in control, not out of control. That makes sense? Yes. All right. Next, we take a look and we say, okay, what else is going on? So what are the key features? So we look at marketing, sales goal. Marketing offers drive our sales numbers. So what are my goals for my sales, my branch, my district? So I pause and say, okay, are there special offers in here? What are my favorite? Here's Jafra's in the document. And what else did we add? Right now it's the small hand sanitizer. So I have to take a look at what clients do I need to finish with. And again, don't forget to add Father's Day. So again, I pause and plan my goals, my videos, my voicemails, my texts for my branch and my district, so we achieve our goals. So I might also break it down per day. If I still have $800 to go in sales, personal, should I do 200 a day or not risk that because it's a weekend? And I'm going to break that down into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'll do like 250 a day. Okay. And you could do, today only, a 3-day sale only, or a 3-day gift. Everyone who orders these 3 days before the brochure expires, do it by Friday. I'm placing my order at 5 p.m. and you'll get an extra gift in your order. So pause. Do I need to do something to achieve my goal? Same with my branch. Maybe it's a 3-day, special, a gift, a treat, appreciation celebration. So we pause and plan. How do I communicate? What do I do? You never not achieve your goals. You pause and plan how to. Then I'll take their grid on training. What's left? Because while I'm calling people, maybe I need to do a quick text like I did last night to 260 leaders. Quickly, I said, hey, guess what? There's a meeting today. So again, you've got to find communication to build attendance. So find that strategy. It's so important because this world will not always be planned out. I wish it was. It is not. So I then pause though. I don't just go, okay, I've got this tomorrow. You're a leader. You're a builder. So on Judith's call, if I have a downline, I'm going to follow up to Jackie's text, Jafra's email, and just say, did you get the text? Are you attending? So you're always the follow-up. For the join meeting, you have 2 tomorrow. How many guests do you need to invite today and tomorrow? And again, how many will I have listen to the recording so that they get the Saturday double bonus gift from Jackie? As long as she's buying, I'm trying. That's how I look at life. So you and your team, let's set a goal. Hey, you guys, we're going to do a contest. Who has the most guests in our branch, in our district? So have fun and plan on attendance. Do activity recognition as much as you do results. Then we pause and we go into creating achievers. That will drive your marketing or your sales goals and your sponsoring goals. But we pause and we say, okay, I got to make my list and check it twice. So first, here again, we've got all these great kits. So I need to keep my list in front of me. Who is working towards building their team? So who am I working with the last 5 days? I would work with daily for a strong close. How many do they have to go for their goals or me? How many each day? So if I have a goal to get 5 more, I really don't want to do 1 a day. I'm going to be honest, I really don't like weekend closing. So could I do 2 a day between today, Thursday, and Friday and shift my priorities? I need to build my sponsors and I'll build my sales after. If you have limited time, prioritize IPA, income producing activities that get you your goals and promotions. So again, as we take a look, we break that down. So somewhere I now need 15 minutes to invite enough people to the join meeting. Can I do a 1-minute video and forward it, or do it in a group, or do it in Messenger? Great. Next, I have the new consultant packs. I need my list always on who do I need to contact that joined in the month of May. I don't care if I sponsored them, someone else did. I've got to plan that follow-up now. Again, to avoid month end. And really, again, take a look at each of them before I call what products I know they would like. They will never get this again to make $1,500, $1,600 potential profit. So I've got to drive that, and I want to do the best video or phone call. Truly, a phone call would be best. And again, next, when am I going to do that? Welcome to Jafra. Who is my list of this month? That list always is building as you start the month. Who's in Welcome to Jafra February, March, April, May? A key priority to ensure they don't leave it on the table. And I want to pause. How am I actually celebrating them? In WhatsApp, in a video, on Facebook, in a recorded call. When I do my calls to the team, I do a PS. I want to celebrate. I know Shafika does that well. So how am I going to also get their name out there and keep that? It doesn't mean right now today, but that's really important. And if I need the details, Jafra's got it all written there. What is it? And the picture of the gifts. So again, I can take a quick look. Then I've got my VIP club. My new consultants are critical. They double dip from Welcome to Jafra to the VIP club. So I also want to just pause and break down in my total report who again is going to be a quarter to tote achiever. So I look at who did March and April. This month should become new. And how do I want to celebrate that? If you don't have it, start it now. If I look at April and she needs May and June, I've got to really hit these people quick while I still have some hand sanitizers. And again, I'm not hitting their weekend. So I really need my list compiled. Again, how do I welcome a new VIP? How do I celebrate in person, in a newsletter, on camera, in a voicemail? What does that look like? So I'm just paying attention to these rewards for my consultants, new and in the program. Next, we go to special offers. I love everything in one place. You've got your party offers. You've got that's in the action brochure. So best for them. Again, I just keep it there. So I have their cost. It's $5 each for the makeup. It's $14.50 each for the gold products with high value. So again, whether you're doing a shopping show the last Friday before the close of a month on Zoom, or you're doing voicemails or videos, you're going Facebook Live in a VIP group, have everything in place. If you can show your products live, that's even funner. You can click through a book, but when you're holding them, talking about them, a little bit more engaging. Now we break down to those sponsoring goals. Remember, for the quarterly bonus, I want to have 4 directs from April and May, 6 indirects to be on track from April and May, to be on track for the $500 bonus. Jafra's giving me great gifts. One is this fragrance portfolio. Again, I need to know who am I working with, how many daily calls are they making and I making. And we're going to do a little accountability daily call, how many we need to make each day to finish our 6th level fragrance portfolio. Who else am I focusing on? Because they'll probably promote. So we want to be working with their pre-branch numbers, because if they're earning the portfolio, could they go to 4, earn more for the portfolio, and get their 11%? So always going back to those pre-branch reports. And if I have new managers, this is their ticket to success, and I'm focusing them on their new manager bonus. So really important that every time we're working with leaders, we tie leadership to adding at least 2 new direct a month and influencing them to join with friends. So again, we break that down, top priorities. Then as we go down, these are just reminders to keep it simple. With that VIP, if they're already a member, don't leave this on the table. So following up to them. Again, then we track how many VIPs in my branch do I have, but how many do I want? How many in our district? How many do we want? This is really key because that gives branch security. Imagine 12 months at $400. That's $4,800 per consultant. You have 10. That's, again, $48,000. So that's how you build districts, is using simple programs for repetition and developing your leaders to do the same. So we make a team time plan for the next 5 days together. When do we call? How many do we call? And let's map out your calendar. And again, paying attention to the 300 versus 400 comp plan versus this month's promotion. And of course, if you have anyone in your district going on this bonus, this is #1 priority every day. So finishing strong and making sure you've got it mapped out. Do more the first 3 days versus the last 2 days. So making sure Wednesday, Thursday, Friday look really, really top heavy for the things that matter most to you. As you do this, the reason I just added this page, by the way, what are the other highlights? You've got right now, you've got the hand sanitizer. Jafra typically might come up with something to close the month. Right now, I don't see one today. Do I need something extra? Probably not. I'm going to use the hand sanitizer for my clients and my consultants. I've got all the May offers. Pick your favorites from each department to focus on, and giftables. And I've got my Royal Mom offer. And again, is there anyone you know that perhaps is within the military? Because again, I want to remember some of these top stories, if that's you on Facebook, or as you call people, or maybe it connects you to a quick fundraiser. You've got National Military Appreciation, you've got Skin Cancer Awareness, and this Friday is Nail Technician Day. So I put everything on my page so I don't forget what I have to draw attention to. The last thing, just as my own reminder, is as I call those consultants, do a video, do a shopping show, is reminding them to not leave the other benefits of RJ, Spot and Body, and fragrances on the table with their order. And then I can't forget, I've got my former campaign. So how many do I have left? How many does my district have left? Let's map those calls out, because again, that's ending this month. Jafra was leaving them in our reports through the end of May. And I really want to prioritize that and bring them back or responsor, whichever is best for them. And again, you're going to have a challenge on the weekend. You can see Jafra's hours this weekend are 8 to 5 and 1 to 9 on Sunday. When they're closed, they're closed. So I want to have this done so on time we can make sure we don't get in a bind where I can't get a password, I can't deactivate their account so they can rejoin. That's being in control now. And what else did I have this month for follow-up? With my leaders, again, here we had this great course from Dana and Neil. Did I follow up with them? Maybe this isn't a priority at month end, but I want to move it to my June 1st. Let's circle back, make sure you watch the recording, and let's review so we know, again, what you want to accomplish this summer. We did this yesterday. I just put it in one format for you. Okay? That's if you had leaders. And the key is, how do you highlight your day? You want to make sure you're mapping out whether you do 15-minute segments, 30-minute segments. You've got to plan it so you don't feel like you're working all the time. You work with intention, you get it done, you take your time off, and you're not sitting here working 24/7 to close the month. This is a great, some of you like 15-minute gaps, others of you, like half hours or hours, but it's planning it. And of course, there's key tools. I didn't make this so you could print them, but as you're working, always use your coaching tools for yourself and for the team you're coaching. Again, how do they plan to achieve their month-end goals? Who do they still have yet to maybe contact that's new each day that they could boost to? Who do they know connected in the community that might be connected to military, skin cancer, nail technicians, in case you want to do something different? Or who else do we need to think of? You don't have enough on your maybe list to achieve your goals for the month. So we want to help them and help yourself with that contact list. And in case, sorry, forgive me, we go by qualities, not just who we know or people in the community. Who else can you think of? So it's just to help in a coaching toolkit to keep everything there. And again, breaking down, what tools do you need? Am I working with pre-managers who are working towards an incentive? Yes, that was last month. So what is the fragrance? There's always the monthly incentive. So what am I prioritizing? Some of you like a list like this. Doesn't matter. It's whatever works best for you with lists and organization. But I love to keep everything in front of me so we're ready to go. Again, this might help you. What you want to do here is your potential list for you, your VIPs, those hitting 400, your hostesses to finish parties, or do a spontaneous party. Maybe you're just shy of a trip award. I'm telling you, I'm in parties every week. Right now, I'm in 2 Pampered Chef and 2 Scentsy parties. One, because I spend money, just finished a nail bar party with Color Street, and I'm watching these parties. And 2 out of the 4 parties, 5 parties I'm in right now, they are actually talking about they're finishing a goal for the month. They're finishing a trip, and they're doing extra points for their contest drawing, because most of them have a monthly ghost hostess party. It's called the Mystery Hostess Party. They invite all their clients, and they do drawings each month. And it's like our contest. You get a point for responding to my games. You get a point for ordering, more points for this and that. And what they're doing is they're talking about their trips. Anyone who helps me get bonus points, or I do appreciation gifts for each person who helps me achieve my goal. So just FYI. What do you need on your clients to help them buy, book, or begin and ask for referrals? Just a reminder. Inactive, formers, pre-inactives. If you want to break your list down this way and that helps you see that view, it's all in how you stay organized. And you all probably have a million better tools, tricks, and tips. Great. Share amongst WhatsApp. Now, throughout the next 30 days, you'll be sharing your tips. I just pieced together a starting thought to find your gaps, which is our month has been about system makings and gaps. And then we can start to share what we put together for our July and December in our best practices. So sharing is coming next. Other things we put in here as you're working on finishing your bonuses, your fragrance portfolios, or helping someone else qualify for manager and beyond. Keep a list. Last month, Caffeine and Cash Crew, you did amazing. You made a whole new list of haves and have-nots. You made a whole new list of benefits. So again, this is just helping with your contact list. So the purpose of today was to pause, take a fresh view, look at what we got, and look at how much time you've got in each priority of the day. So some of you probably have a better way to master month end, but it's always, how do I avoid the last 2 days of cray-cray and really try to be in control? It's starting at least 5 days in advance and being able to be in control of that. And especially when it falls on a weekend, you're putting pressure on other people, and yourself, by the way. So trying to keep that simple. So I'm going to pause while we're live to end our session today. Any questions first on anything? Number 2, anything that helped you today? What was your ahas, or how do you see yourself utilizing these tools that maybe you had a gap in? Go, Betty, go, and then we'll go to Glennon.
I'm going to actually plan for months end.
Nice, right? That's a cool concept.
Ever. So, I mean, how basic is that? I don't ever, sorry, but you know, I'm just out there. I'm just real. So I am close to qualifying, you know. So, and we have a party. Michelle, Sylvia, and I have a party for Saturday, and we're positive about it, and actually gotten some responses of people who are coming, and I, from the invitations, have gotten orders. Hallelujah. And so like I said, I woke up a couple weeks ago. So this has all been absolutely wonderful. And so I'm actually going to plan for months, and I am still trying to follow up with a referral I got from Jeff for corporate and see if I can get him on a joy meeting. And I've got 2 people who will, 4 people who will go former June 1st. I've contacted 3 of them. I have 1 more to contact. That's on my plan. So I'm actually making a plan, which is big for me.
Good. Anybody relate to, I don't have a month-end planning system? Cool. You know what? I remember when I didn't as well. And the key is, that's okay. This was the month to say, what are you missing? Because being in control is a whole lot more fun. And everybody says, well, it's dependent on everybody else. It starts with expectations and goals. It didn't start with what you give to people or do for people, right? So again, I love that. So thank you for being honest. All right, Ms. Glennon, take it away.
Okay. You know, I've been working on my Monday through Friday plan. Well, I've got it all now. Thank you, Jackie. So I do, on the first day of the month, the first Monday of the month, I do this Breaking News Monday. I've been doing that since I've been back, let's say. And now on the third Wednesday, well, that will be like some kind of networking thing with my branch. On Tuesday, is that when we're going to have our meetings with Neil and Dana?
Neil and Dana is only for leaders.
Okay. Well, I know that's for me. I've already signed up. But is that meeting on Tuesdays or no? You mentioned
Nope,
something
it's
about
always
no
the third
Tuesdays.
Friday of the month. You'll see it
Third
in the
Friday.
calendar.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's okay. So Tuesdays are going to be my shopping show days.
Love it. Love it. Consistency. I love it. So what you're seeing is, ooh, there's my gaps, right? So
Right.
don't quit something until you try it long enough. So thank you for sharing. Anybody else? I'll take one more comment. What was helpful for you today? Go ahead, Sandra. Thank you.
I really got an aha with planning the times. I know you said you didn't make those forms to print out, but I used to do that years ago, planning my day like that. And I realized if I don't do that, I can't really stay as focused. So I love the end of the month plan, and then using the times of that is going to be really good for me.
Good. It's when you have a lot of hats people to serve, right? It's like, oh my gosh. And some of us have that in our life. We've got grandkids, we've got kids, we've got parents to take care of, we've got, volunteer, some of us have a job. I mean, there's a lot of hats in a day. So, but when you map it out, you go, I only have 3 of those calls, like Betty was starting to think about. It's like, I can do that in 15 minutes. I'm going to do it here because I know it's the best time for me and for me to reach them. Great. When you really put it in a day, it's not a lot, but it is when it's up here. Or when you make a to-do list and it's like, oh my gosh. But when you map it out by numbers, a phone call is 1 to 2 minutes, and you got to start your call with that. Hey, I'm actually checking in. I've only got a minute for your call today, but I truly just wanted to reach out and remind you of what's sitting here for you today for your JAFRA benefits. I don't want you to miss out on it. Can we just talk for a quick minute? If you need more time, I'll book that a little bit later today. So be mindful that you set the tone for how long your calls are too. Okay? So it's okay to just be honest, so that you at least reach 5 people in 5 minutes, and then just say, let me give you a call back. I've got 4 more to call for the 5 minutes I had planned for this. And then let's circle back in about 15. Is that okay if I call you back? So allow yourself to do that. If not, one person could take 2 hours, and you didn't really stay authentic because you're about heating up over here, right? And now all of those 15-minute windows of calls are gone. And there went your A's, your I's, your P's, and your N's, all gone for the day. Now you're like, yep, I want to do it, but I just never can get it done because these people, what? No, you are in charge of that. You have to be in control of that. So find the skills to be honest about that. And it's okay to say, where am I going to plug them into? If I have a shopping show, hey, you know what? Why don't we catch up on Friday? I'm going to run a quick shopping show to finish the month. So, you know what? I'm going to send you the link. Take a look at the book, write down any questions on products, and I'll see you there on Zoom. By the way, you get a free product sample for every guest you bring. So how many should I put you down for? I've got 40 seats on my camera. Cool. Can't wait to see you there. I'll send you a reminder. John, now I don't have to call her back. Okay. So decide how your follow-up is, but allow yourself to just do call after call. Okay. If you have the time and you can talk, please do. I'm not saying be rude, but be real. Okay. You've got to run a business, and they start to respect your clock. The reason everybody takes your free time is you give it to them. Sorry, you do. You choose to say, sure, honey, I'll go run to the store for you. Instead of saying, no, my office hours end at 1 o'clock, and then I'll run for you at that time. My door is shut. You do not walk in. I had it with my children. I had a stop sign on my door, and that meant you cannot come in here. And on the refrigerator was everything I was earning. I'm taking you to Disneyland. So do you want to open the door or do you not? Just saying. So you got to be accountable to you. And if I had to do those calls in that 30-minute block, and I didn't do it, I got to do it somewhere else or do it a different way. I didn't get the report for New Orleans till late last night. I wanted to do it earlier, but I had to get on meetings until 11 o'clock last night. So guess what? I didn't get to do my calls for the trip. So instead, I had to one by one, because it's too late for me to call, do a WhatsApp. So I know it doesn't make a noise like a text, but I did it. And it took me another 2.5 hours, not the way I wanted to do it, but I needed to do it. I can't wait another day to celebrate success like that. So you pause and you say, okay, wait, is this part of my 5-day priority? It is. I've got to do it different. I can't, some things I can control, some I can't. I can't control when I got a meeting. I can't. So that's okay. I can either go to the meeting, ticked off, staring at my watch, really? Or I just say, no, be present, enjoy, and I'll have plan B when I get done, and you do it. That makes sense? Because that's where we tend to lose it as the boss, okay? Today is being boss of your minutes, your goals, and your plans. Everything is attainable when you come into life with goals and expectations. You do plan B, C, and D, but you still deliver to serve people. They deserve you. That's what you are in your brand. So for today, this ends our session, how to close strong. It could be how to open. I love the hot news day. That is so cool. What'd you call it, Glenn? Big news day? Big news Monday?
Breaking News Monday.
Breaking news. That's freaking awesome. So if I borrow it, Pat, I borrowed your meet and greet for my new managers. So God bless you. I love when you all create new words. I think we used Pat's ribbon cutting party years ago too. So you're all amazing. You're all creative. My wish for you is have the best month end. Go get it. And thank you, more importantly, for your dedication to you and to helping each other. It's been a lot of training, coaching, daily, brain hurting, but it's only because you deserve to be an ambassador. You deserve to wear red. And this is literally some of the things it takes in our new world, virtually and in person. And I know when you run the business, it won't run you. It'll just give you a life that you deserve and dream of. So thank you all again. I appreciate you. We'll see you back with Judith and Rosario this afternoon at noon Pacific. You all have the text. You all have it in WhatsApp. You all have it in your email. We will see you there and get your leaders there as well. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Jackie.
Hi, thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.